started court before Honorable Justice Mugambi. We had previously appeared before him this morning with regards to the abduction of the two long-term brothers as well as Bob Jackie. And the court has been able to find that there is a lot of abuse of court orders and refusal to adhere to the direction that the court has had been issued, because the court had given orders that the Inspector General of Police to appear personally in court and explain why the three have not been produced in court, that they either take plea or be released effective immediately. What we found was a circus, because not only were the three not produced in court, but as well as the IG did not appear in court. And the court, we are happy to say, the court has indicated that the court also has teeth, that it can also buy its teeth against those who fail to adhere to court orders. And the court has given directions that we appear Thursday physically in court at 10 a.m. and that the Inspector General is being given a further last chance to attend court before the court can determine whether to issue orders for contempt of court. And today it's quite a sad day, because we continue to see law enforcement agencies abusing the rights of Kenyans. This is not the country that we want. This is not the country that we want to live in. That we have to beg the courts to hold individuals accountable for us to be able to see some semblance of justice. What is happening today is another injustice, because the families of the long-term brothers, the wife was here in court and heavily pregnant. The family members of the two are also here in court. The family of Bob Jackie could not even attend because of the kind of anguish that they have been going through, only to come to court for another disappointment. The courts of law should be the sacred home that protects all members of the public, that protects the Constitution. And yet we continue to see this National Police Service continue to abuse court orders. The National Police Service does not need more training. And I dare say all international organizations that are praying for training and trips of our National Police Service should stop effective immediately. We do not want training. We want that they obey court orders. And it's quite clear that that is not what they want to do. So any further trainings, taking them out of the country, will not help this nation. What we need to see is people being held accountable. So these are just one of the three that the Law Society continues to count the numbers that are missing. Petitions have been raised. The Law Society, when we issued our statement last week, we also included on Friday the list of all those who are still missing to date. And so these games that we continue to see, and I dare say it's also quite unfortunate that we now see that the Nairobi County Council wants to dispose of the bodies that are at the city mortuary before identification, because we never know if these are part of the bodies that may end up being disposed. And so as the Law Society, we are urging the courts to remember that they must protect the people of Kenya, and that we urge that these court orders are obeyed, and that we hope that on Thursday, the Inspector General of Police will be coming to produce the two brothers and Bob Jackie before this honorable court. Let us stop the body count. Every single life matters. We all Kenyans, we all equal before the Constitution, we are equal before the law. Let us protect equal life. Thank you.
Kenya, I want to just start by thanking the Law Society of Kenya for extending its mandate to the protection of human rights. They have risen time and time again on different matters that have arisen from the protests that have taken place, led by the President. I think we have to recognize that the habeas corpus application, which is a 17th century application, it's not a recent tool, it has been around for several hundred years, is probably one of the most serious applications that any lawyer can make, because what essentially it is saying to the state that the state must produce the body of people who have disappeared, suspected to have disappeared under their watch or with their involvement. It is now close to 15 days since the two brothers, Jamil Longton and Aslam Longton, and also Bob Jage have disappeared. 15 days in a republic that boasts of having a functional law enforcement agency, a judiciary, an investigative capacity that is able to track all 56 million of its citizens. And I think we have to demand, first and foremost, that the 3 men are produced back to their families, and if there are cases against them, that they are brought to court like our Constitution demands. I think we also have to demand that the Inspector General is respectful of the court and that he does appear on Thursday. If I can quote the judge that just spoke, he said, "Those that violate our Constitution must suffer the consequences. The court must be respected and the authority of the court must be asserted. And therefore, we have an expectation that come 2 days from now, the Inspector General will be with us in court to explain the whereabouts of the 3, the Kitengela 3. They are not people who are not known to the police service. Both of them, at least 2 of them, have routinely requested or notified police officers when they wanted to hold protests. They are not unknown persons to the Kitengela police. And we also need to remind the nation that on the 28th of October, there was a newspaper report that quoted a detective that said, "We have arrested Bob Jage." And I think that is a really important clue in terms of indicating that these people